The following is an EHC media production. How's it going out there, everybody? My name is Emir Costello, of course, and I'm on the line with Gregory Kanias, who has a one-man show coming up real soon. Gregory, why don't you tell us what you got going on and how we can find out more about your show?
Hey, Amir. Thanks for having me on your show. My show is a solo piece called The Monkey Chronicles, and it is part of the Son of Assembly Solo Fest, which began last night. My show is actually going to be July 26th through the 29th, and it chronicles two black gay men on a journey of love, infidelity, and eventually forgiveness, and it's told through a blend of poetry and storytelling.
Excellent. So, how many nights is the show going to be?
So actually 4 nights, July 26th through the 29th.
And is there a website that people can go to if they want to purchase tickets?
Absolutely. Folks can go to www.sonofassembly.org. That's www.sonofassembly.org. Tickets are only $15.
So there's the information, ladies and gentlemen, and the link to the website will be at the bottom of this video or in the comments section of this video. If you have more questions, you can reach out to me on any of my social media platforms, and hopefully we will all be able to come out and support Gregory and have a good time at his show. Thank you so much for your time, Gregory Kanias. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me on.
What's going on, RWT family? This is Mike Larkin, and welcome to episode 5 of The Future Is Now. Very stacked week this week for 205 and NXT. More on the NXT front, and we'll get to that. But first, let's kick it off with some 205 Live. Alrighty, let's get into 205 Live. Main evented this week by a fatal 4-way matchup between Hideo Itami, Mustafa Ali, TJP, and Drew Gulak to determine the number 1 contender for Cedric Alexander's Cruiserweight Championship. But the night kicked off with a matchup between Akira Tozawa and Jack Gallagher. This was very good. Jack Gallagher on the offense there with the octopus stress, the wrist locks, just working on him, submission-based, very technical prowess there. Jack Gallagher has made it clear that he's going for the Cruiserweight Gold. He has Cruiserweight Championship aspirations. Tozawa fought back with some kicks and a suplex, the Shining Wizard. Gallagher hits him with an elbow as he goes back to the left arm. Then Tozawa with forearm sends Gallagher to the mat as they're both on the top rope. And then this time around in the matchup, we see Tozawa go up, hit the Dick Togo back senton for the 1-2-3, and Akira Tozawa is your victor, excuse me. Afterwards, Tozawa goes over to Drake Maverick. He's at the announce table, and as he's doing commentary for the matchup, he says he wants a rematch against Lio Rush. As we all know, last week Lio Rush beat Akira Tozawa 1-2-3 with the frog splash. Now he wants another shot at Lio Rush. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that ensues, and I'm looking forward to seeing another matchup between the two. TJP says that Drake Maverick finally got it right. The main event always belonged to him. The best technical wrestler in the game will outclass the other loser weights. Then the Cruiserweight title is coming home. Then Hideo Itami is training in the background. We see he speaks in Japanese, and then he says Cedric survived their first match, but next time he won't. Then we're back with Kalisto. He wants to know where Tony Nese is because they are here, because we were supposed to have Kalisto and Tony Nese this week in a one-on-one matchup. Dorado says that Tony and Buddy cannot beat the speed of the Lucha House Party. So then we see Lince Dorado and Kalisto in a showcase matchup against Ryan DePalo and Chris Robinson. This was just them, I think DePaulo and Robinson only got like a move or two in, but this was just Lucha House Party. Gotta stop because I think of Lucha Underground. Lucha House Party showing off, their offense and just their greatness as a dynamic and overall tag team. They do the whole thing where Kalisto hits the splash off Dorado's shoulders, and Dorado with a splash, Kalisto with a kick, and Dorado tags in. As we watch Buddy Murphy watching the match from the back, Kalisto hits Robinson, and then Dorado with his handspring double cutter, the double handspring cutter on both gentlemen, which was very cool. And then we see Lince Dorado do the dive over the ropes with the plancha, and then Kalisto hits the Salida del Sol on Chris Robinson for the 1-2-3, the inverted slice spread, and it was really good. By the way, as far as that maneuver, I'm used to seeing guys like Alex Shelley do it. I remember Ultimo Dragon used to call that the Acai DDT back in the day, so that was great to see. I always liked that maneuver. So Kalisto and Lince Dorado win in the showcase matchup. Then Gulak comes and he says that tonight's Fatal 4-Way will be chaotic. Everything wrong with 205 Live. It could be unpredictable. The only sure thing is that when you are one of his opponents, they will tap out. If you face me, if you step in there with me, I'm going to make you tap out. It's Drew Gulak, man. He's awesome. Mustafa Ali doing the whole hope thing, the heart of NXT. He has to get his rematch from WrestleMania. And in order to get that rematch from WrestleMania, he has to take a few kicks from Hideo. Have his leg being torn off by TJP, and then deal whatever Gulak offers him, and he says it's going to be a piece of cake, and he's going to hit the 054, and he's going to face Cedric in the rematch. Then we see in a backstage segment, Lio Rush walks into the back, and he's asked about Tozawa. Lio says he does not have a reaction. He says that he already beat him. And, why do I care? Pretty much is what he said, but he says, with all due respect to the former champion, the man of the hour is in a league of his own, and he says that Tozawa should keep his name out of his mouth. I'm interested. I'm hooked. I'm looking forward to those two going at it again. So that brings us to our main event as Hideo Itami, Mustafa Ali, Drew Gulak, and TJ Penn are a number one contenders match. We see them gaming up on Ali, just back and forth. These guys were just amazing at what they did. Itami with his maneuvers, Drew Gulak with the submissions. They all had on submissions all at once. TJP with the double abdominal stretch in there. Octopus stretches again. Then Gulak coming out of the woodwork. It was just an amazing all-around great match. Super kick after super kick, maneuver after maneuver. These guys really held their own. I think everybody should go back and watch this main event. It was an epic matchup. The finishing sequence comes where Mustafa Ali hits a tornado DDT on TJP. Then he goes for the 054, but Hideo Itami pulls Ali off of TJP, then slams his head into the ring steps with the hesitation drop kick. Itami sends Ali into the ring post, but then Itami is going to put him in the ring, but here comes Drew Gulak, sends him into the ring post, and the prone Mustafa Ali takes the Gulak, the Dragon Sleeper, from Drew Gulak, and Drew Gulak gets the win. Mustafa Ali is passed out, and Drew Gulak celebrates with Kendrick and Jack Gallagher, and in the future now we have Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship on the horizon. And that was your 205 Live. Another one, a solid action. The showcase match was what it needed to be with the Lince Dorado and Kalisto, the Lucha House Party. I think Tozawa and Gallagher was fine for what it was, but go out of your way to watch that main event. For real, to go out of your way to watch that main event. Speaking of main event, we're going to talk about NXT now, and that's all I got to say is to quote my good friend Daz, #PerfectHeel. We'll get to that. Let's talk about NXT. Alright, now let's get into NXT this week, guys. We open up with Adam Cole, baby, against Sean Maluda. For those who don't know, Sean Maluda was in the inaugural Cruiserweight Classic. We've seen him on NXT TV before. The cousin of Roman Reigns and the Usos, trained by Alpha of the Wild Samoans. This was just, Sean Maluda got a nice neck breaker in. He he hung in there for a little bit with Adam Cole, baby. But in the end, it was just Maluta goes up top. Adam Cole catches him with the super kick, and then he hits him with the last shot, the running knee to the back of the neck for the 1-2-3. Adam Cole gets your winner in the non-title matchup. Excuse me. Adam Cole, baby. Then after the match, Adam Cole, baby, says that he's the most buzzworthy superstar on the brand. That's because of what he gets done in the ring. He defends his North American Championship all over the world, and he's defended in the UK. Adam says tonight's opponent was a young, hungry upstart, and who gave him a chance? It was Adam Cole, baby. And then he gets interrupted by Ricochet. Ricochet, bottom line here, is calling Adam Cole a coward. He wants a shot at the North American Championship at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. He says no. As a coward as he walks away. Then here comes the Undisputed Era. Then here comes the War Raiders behind him. They run away. And then here comes Tyler Bate and Trent Severin right behind him, attacking O'Reilly and Roderick Strong and getting the better of Adam Cole. So it's going to be very interesting to see. We got War Raiders wanting them tag titles. Mustache Mount want them tag titles back. Undisputed Era. Ricochet, Adam Cole Ricochet on the horizon. It's going to be some good stuff. I like the way it was, that whole dynamic of the whole segment. It was really, really good. Then we get to Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler in the back. Shayna saying, you know what, I'm different than what I was a year ago. You know, for those that don't know, I've beaten Kairi, so at the end, it's going to be, I'm still the NXT Women's Champion. Kairi Sane keeps saying over and over again, she knows I can beat her. And in Brooklyn, I will beat her and take her championship. She kept saying that over and over again. And I just like Kairi Sane keeping her cool. They both signed the contract. It was what it needed to be. I know these two are going to deliver, so perfect. I thought it was fine for what it was, and it's going to accentuate what we see coming forward. And I'm looking forward to Shayna and Kairi at TakeOver for the title. Then we actually find out that EC3 will go one-on-one with the finest of NXT, Kona Reeves, next week, which is going to be good. It's going to be good. Tommaso Ciampa is preparing in the back against Aleister Black. And the second matchup is Tanila Price. Tanila Price, for those that don't know, another independent talent. She's actually done some work in Shine, which is also in Florida, so you get to see her in the Shine promotion and just all around the independent circuit. Another great talent. She took on Lacey Evans. This was the Lacey Evans show. Tanila Price got one move in as she was going for the handstand maneuver, the drop that Lacey Evans was going to do. I think it was either going to be a moonsault or an elbow maneuver. She gets her knees up. Tanila goes for the handstand elbow, but the women's right connects, and Lacey Evans is your victor. It just showcased Lacey Evans. I mean, putting her hair on the ropes and just raking it. My goodness. More heel dastardly work by her, the lady of NXT. You see the Bronco Buster. You see her do the leg sweep. You see her do the handspring elbow. But in the end, that women's right, 1, 2, 3, and then Lacey Evans takes the handkerchief out of her breast there, cools herself off like a lady should, and throws it right on top of Tanila's face. So, gotta love Lacey Evans. I do. Bianca Belair says it doesn't matter because she's undefeated in the backstage segment. When she comes back from injury, she will get what she deserves. I like the determination of Bianca Belair. I think she's amazing. And excuse me 1 second, guys, while I get some H2O. There we go. Excuse me, folks. Okay, so again, Bianca Belair doing her thing. I'm looking forward to seeing where she goes. She's going to be a prominent role in the NXT women's division, and she'll probably be a prominent role at WWE Evolution, which I'll talk about after. So yeah, Lacey Evans gets the win there. Aleister Black's in the back preparing. Shayna Baszler's leaving the contract signing. She says it was strong words from a weak woman, that being Kairi Sane, and she did pretty much bash Candice LeRae again for being she should be a homemaker, just stay at home. And Serena Deeb, who was in the Straight Edge Society in the inaugural Mae Young Classic, who's now an NXT trainer / coach there, is holding Candice back. And Candice says she might not be ready for her at this time, but she will find the time. And we're going to get Shayna Baszler and Candice LeRae, which I'm looking forward to seeing, because Candice has slapped her once and she's not afraid of her. I think that's going to be a hell of a matchup. Speaking of a hell of a matchup, we get Tommaso Ciampa and Aleister Black for the NXT Championship main event. My God, we start off with Catch as Catch Can Wrestling. It's a big fight feel. The kicks, just Tommaso Ciampa doing his thing, working on the back, the dives to the outside, Tommaso Ciampa throwing him out of the ring when he was going for the moonsault. This was just top to bottom. Like I said with the 205 Live main event, go out of your way to watch Tommaso Ciampa and Aleister Black. Just amazing sequences, and it was a great matchup. Told a great story. Tommaso Ciampa is the perfect heel, like Daz says on Twitter. Shout out to Daz, man. Friggin' talking about the dude just comes out to a course of booze, doesn't even need music. The dude is amazing. He drops him with the Hangman's DT. Lots of near falls by Black and Ciampa. It was just incredible. The finish comes where, he's exposing the concrete to the outside, and accidentally Aleister Black shoves Drake Younger into that, and he hurts himself on the exposed concrete on the floor there. Concrete on the floor. He rakes Aleister's eyes. He's got the championship. Here comes Johnny Gargano, super kick, and he's pulling the championship out of Ciampa's grass, but then he accidentally hits Aleister Black, and then Ciampa, throws him out into the ring. Ciampa hits him with a Tiger Driver maneuver, it looked to be, for the 1-2-3. Tommaso Ciampa is your new NXT champion. Has Drake Younger raise his hand twice, has him put the belt on him. Oh, it was just an amazing scene, and Tommaso Ciampa is your new NXT champion. Next week, I'm looking forward to 205 Live. I think that's going to be cool. I think we're obviously going to get Lio Rush and Akira Tozawa again, even though it hasn't really been announced. We're going to get EC3 and Kona Reeves next week, which should be pretty good. And the women's tour, man, we got 3 events in October for wrestling. We got MLW October 4th at the Melrose Ballroom. We got October 14th, Impact Wrestling's doing Bound for Glory at the Melrose Ballroom in Queens. And then October 28th, WWE Evolution, Nassau Coliseum. Incorporate the Ronda Rouseys, the Raw roster for the women, the SmackDown roster, NXT UK, incorporate the NXT talent, bring some people in. You have a lot of possibilities with that pay-per-view, and I, for one, am looking forward to that show. So, guys, I will be back at next week, episode 6 of The Future Is Now. 205 Live in NXT for next week. This week was an amazing week of solid action on the NXT front. Just, oh my God, the title change and the main event at 205 Live. All in all, a great week for both shows, both respective shows, if you will. I'll be back next week, episode 6, for episode 5. My name is Mike Larkin. Everyone have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.